You're Sperp back with another video, and I just got done checking out Power Book 4 Force Season 1 Episode 3. And man, I'm really digging this series. Let me know how you guys are feeling about these first 3 episodes, because I think this has a lot of potential, man. A lot of potential. So let's get right into it, shall we? Um, Continuing with last episode, Tommy confronts Liliana about her just being in Chicago and how she knows about him being here. They end up working together, which I'll get into very shortly. But some interesting stuff with Vic's character as he springs some of his people from jail. He's working with that one cop that we saw in the first episode. I don't think they said his full name, or actually they did say his full name. I've just drawn a blank on it. It was something Irish. But Vic pretty much lets him know, like, you're not supposed to jam up our people. And he replies, like, no, your problem's not with me. Your problem's with the alderman. And we'll get into that later on in this review. But it's interesting to see that Vic has cops in his pockets. The Flynn family, I should say, has cops in their pockets. And that lets you know how powerful this family is. Going back to Tommy and Leanna, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm always going to mess up her name until I, see more of her, because she was in the earlier seasons of Power and stuff. But anyways, you know, Tommy is definitely kind of suspect about her and just who she's running from. My guess is Cristobal, most likely. I think that's the way they're going to reintroduce his character into the Power universe, because he kind of went off the grid and just kind of disappeared. But yeah, so they're learning a lot about the city and whatnot, saying, like, this is not based off of boroughs like it is in New York. It's all about streets and stuff. And Tommy's really thinking all this out really clearly. Like, this is all for the taking, pretty much. So Lillian's going to just help cut the coke and all that stuff, and they're going to get the product out on the street. Before we could get into all that, Tommy makes a stop to JP just to make sure he's doing all right. And every time that these two come into contact, we kind of learn more about Tommy's family, and how much he doesn't really remember, because I guess just being in this, having this fast life, you kind of forget your upbringing and stuff like that. And there's stuff that you kind of forget. But Tommy really wants to help out his brother here. And, his brother is very humble. He doesn't want to ask for anything like that. But Tommy wouldn't take no for an answer. He's like, yo, put a number out there and I got you. And it's a large number. I don't remember the exact amount. So if anybody could put the exact amount in the comments below, that would be dope. So I want to see more of JP and Tommy and just see where that goes. Speaking of family, since this whole entire, series is kind of focused on a lot of family centric characters, that, JP being Tommy's brother, you have Diamond and Jay and their kind of brotherhood and stuff, and we start to see a lot more of Diamond and, Jay, and what Jay's true intentions are. It's not clear, but you could tell that he feels some type of way. What I'm saying? Like, that he wants to be fully in control of everything. Like, he took pride in that. And Diamond is just kind of just trying to do things in a different way. And that same cop that we saw earlier is spying on them. So maybe he's going to try to set up Diamond at one point. Or maybe, this is my theory, I'm thinking that Jay and that cop are probably working together. Maybe that could definitely be a long shot, but I could definitely see that playing out. Shifting things over to the Flynns, and Walter is just, you could just tell he's frustrated because numbers are kind of spooky right now, and Claudia is trying to let him know that that the cops and whatnot are becoming an issue as well. Um, so Walter gets this idea like he's going to use Claudia to kind of get to the Alderman to kind of make sure he remembers that these are the numbers. And it's interesting how he just talks to his daughter, that he doesn't really care um, if she has to, be sexualized to kind of just persuade this guy. So that was really interesting. You could tell she was kind of disgusted in that, and she didn't really want to do it, and she obviously is going to go about it her own way. Then we get a scene of Vic pulling up on Gloria at her mom's grave. And man, he just needs to let this chick go because she obviously doesn't really give a fuck about Vic. And I feel like she's going to get in the way to the point where she's going to end up getting killed, or she's going to end up getting Vic killed in the crosshairs. So let me know how you guys feel about Gloria's character. I'm not really feeling her character. Maybe just because we haven't seen much of her and they kind of just sprung her character on us, but I'm just not really feeling her personally. So now Tawny goes to meet with Walter to try to work out some type of deal, and just he wants to kind of manipulate each kind of side, and Walter kind of just laughs at him a little bit. And I really like Tommy and Walter's like interactions with each other. They definitely kind of trade blows, which leads to one of my favorite scenes of this episode, where we have Vic and Tommy going to do some type of side work, I guess, to collect some money. They go beat this tweaker and whatnot. He's just like blasting music and ends up killing this guy at the same time, but still, taking the money, taking whatever. And Walter's kind of pissed off. He's always angry. And he decides to kind of go along with Tommy. He still kind of doesn't trust him at the same time. But he's like, you know what? If you can make a sit down with Diamond happen, I will see what I could do. So then Tommy ends up going to Diamond at this like boxing gym, and literally lets it be known like, yo, I don't have to play by none of y'all rules. I'm not from here. Like, I'm just here on my own merit. And this is what kind of gets Jay kind of mad at Diamond, because Diamond was kind of all for it, but then Jay's like, no, I'm the leader here. Like, if you trying to make some business go down, you have to go through me or fight me for that spot. So they end up fighting, and Diamond ends up beating the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Even Jay throws in a kick, and I love Tommy's commentary, like all that MMA shit or all that kicking shit. He needs to stop that type shit. It was hilarious, and the fact that he's sitting there with Elijah betting on the fight, it was pretty funny. And so now Diamond pretty much is the head of the CBI, and things are ready to go with this meeting. But before we can get to that meeting, let's look at this Claudia scene right here where she goes to meet the Alderman. That shit was hilarious, where he says, me and you both have something in common. We both like to eat pussy. That shit was hilarious. And she was trying to go on there on some professional shit, but then once he kind of was acting kind of snarky, she brought in his daughter and says, I wouldn't want anything to happen to your daughter. So, kind of pretty much forced his hand, saying like, yo, the numbers are going to stay the same. Don't try nothing, or there's going to be issues. I loved it. Claudia is so dope. Now let's get to this meeting, because I think this will be a lot of people's favorite moment of this whole entire episode. Walter really shows his true colors, and we get to see a little bit more backstory on just Diamond and how he was before, when he went in, that a bunch of Walter's people killed a bunch of CBI dudes, and he did not retaliate at all. And I I really like this whole back and forth and stuff like that, where Tommy's trying to be the mediator in this and saying, like, you know what? We need to make this happen because it's going to be good for Walter and just the Flynn family. But he's just too stuck in his old ways where, you know what I'm saying? He even says, like, we can't be working with the blacks and stuff like that. And, you know, it's going to get to a point where Walter's going to get pushed out. Obviously, that's really being telegraphed right now. So the meeting didn't go smoothly at all. There are some cops watching Tommy as he's coming out of the spot. I don't know if he noticed them or if he's just kind of talking to himself like, man, this place is fucked, bro. But as Tommy is driving away, Claudia kind of pulls up on Tommy and says, look, I got some stuff that, you know, that will blow up and just, you know, you will get what you want if you want to do business with me. So we could expect them to work together in future episodes. So there's some interesting things at this end of this episode where you have Jay saying that he's playing the long game. Don't know really what that means. Doesn't seem like he's really shooken up by losing his position to his brother. But, you know, Elijah says to him, like, you know, this is going to split up the group. You know, some people are going to go with you. Some people are going to go with Diamond. His response is, yeah. At the end of it, though, it's all about the long game. Everybody will come back to me. Then we also find out that this drug that Claudia is talking about and that she's kind of obsessed with is it's like a failed product or a failed diet pill or something like that. Then the episode ends with Gloria and Tommy having sex and whatnot, and we see the train go by. But let me know how you guys feel about this episode in the comments below and where they could go. Look forward to reading all of your comments. But until next time, I will see y'all in the next review. Peace.